What's up, everybody? So today we're going to talk about how to find a tennis coach. I think it's quite important to talk about this topic because, if you think about it, your child gets to spend with that person quite some time. And as a result, your child absorbs a lot of information that coach is trying to give to your child. But also they're absorbing part of that coach's personality because kids just by nature, they're trying to copy adults, and especially if that adult is not their parent, they will try to pick up on some behavioral patterns and pick up on some things that person is doing, and not necessarily something they're teaching. So it's important to understand which things to look for and which things to pay attention to when you're making that kind of decision, because it's quite an important one. So number one thing, in my opinion, is values. It's very important that you look at your potential coaches' values and what they're trying to coach. Why are they coaching? What are the most important things for them? Now, for example, for me, it's important to raise a good human being and to develop a good human being first, and then develop a good tennis player, because I believe that through developing a good person, you're instilling those necessary values to become a good tennis player, but also a good lawyer, but also a good doctor, a good human being in general. Regardless of what they will try to achieve, the values they learned on a court will carry them through life, through difficulties, through adversity. So to me, that's priority number one. I perfectly understand that not everybody will become professional tennis player. Not everybody even will go to college. Do I want my players to go to college and play Division 1? Do I want them to become professional players? Hell yeah, I want. But it's not a priority in my opinion. The priority is, again, to instill good values, to raise a good human being. So look for values. For some coaches, they have completely different value set. That's perfectly fine. Everybody looks for something that works for them to get the best out of their athletes. So at the end of the day, pick something that's close to your heart. Pick something that's close to your personal style of raising your child, because if it's the same message at home and on court, you're gonna see double the effect. If it's different, then you're gonna have misunderstandings, miscommunications, and it's not gonna be good for your child's development on court or off the court. So I think it's important to be in line in that department. Number two is look at your coach's experience and whether that experience will help them to develop your child. For example, if you're a parent of an 8-year-old or 9-year-old and you're thinking about hiring a player who just finished their career on the tour, maybe that's not the best fit because they didn't have enough experience raising or developing a 9-year-old, developing like a 10-year-old. It's important to have a right fit with the skill set of the coach you're hiring, and also what's important for you, what development stage your child is at. So the closer you get that connection, well, the better results you'll have. And of course, in combination with the values, you're gonna have a pretty good effect if all of these things align. Number three, which I think is a lot of times actually neglected, it kind of goes in a question: does your kid like the coach they're working with? And the reason why I'm saying that, because kids don't learn from people they don't like, and it's scientifically proven. So it's very important that your kid or you as a player, you like that person, because you want to follow, your child wants to follow the person who they like. They don't want to learn from somebody they don't like. And at the end of the day, as a player, or your child will be spending so much time with that person. Of course, depending on your development stage, but in general, your child will be spending quite some time with that person. So it's very important that that person is bringing some positive energy, some positive emotions to your child's life. So that's why I think it's paramount to have that kind of conversation and ask that question once in a while. So number 4, and for this you will need to spend some time with the coach you already chose, is look at the progress. Look at the progress with time. And I'm not only talking about progress on court, I'm also talking about off court. Of course, it's important that your serve, your forehand, your child's athletic abilities, they improve. But also, what are the off-court consequences of your child spending time with that coach? That brings us back to values, that brings us back to experience. For example, do you notice that your child is becoming maybe a little bit more independent? Maybe they're starting to do some home chores. Maybe they cooked you a dinner once in a while. Just out of nothing, out of nowhere, you come home and your child cooks a dinner for you. It's like, wow, why would they do it? So I'm not necessarily because their coach told them to do so, but just because they want to give back. Maybe they want to be a little bit more thankful. Maybe they're trying to be a little bit more independent, do some home chores. Maybe they're organizing their own practices, their own hits on the weekend, or organizing their own match play. And these are the signs that in my mind are also worth paying attention to, because this is also, it may not, maybe just simple maturity, but definitely in some cases it might be the direct effect of the coach. So look at that curve with time. Is there a change? Is there a positive change? And in what areas the change is? So once in a while, and if you're not happy, just have a conversation with the coach. I'm pretty sure most of us will just sit down and discuss. And also, if you're looking to hire a coach, look if there's any additional value in training with that coach. It can be anything from that list that I discussed earlier. Can be experience, can be values, whatever that is. It should not just be limited to a good private lesson and that's it, in my mind. Of course, it depends on your goals and what's important to you, but I think especially in high performance, it's almost goes without saying that there has to be some care, there has to be something that will benefit your child, something that will benefit you as a player. It can be simply communication. It can be simply something that, like your coach is always responding to your messages, or you're just having like an off-court type of conversation. It can be whatever that is. So look for these things. Talk to the coach. Talk to the parents, what other parents are saying about that particular person. Talk to the players, which I think is also very important. To talk to if you're a player, talk to your friends. If you're a parent, ask your kid to talk to their friends who are training with that particular coach. So I think it's very important. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful for you. If I didn't mention anything that you think was beneficial to know, please let me know in the comments below. Let everybody know, and also subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, and share on your stories, because it's important to spread the word about these things. I think we might help somebody to make a better decision. And I'll see you guys next week.